It's Madisynn with two N's and one Y, but not where you think. That's the most memorable line from episode 4 of She Hulk. How sad is that? Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Lorena Creole, bringing you that spice to sci fi and pop culture analysis, and of course, keeping it real when it comes to theme parks. And in this episode, your girl's still reviewing the She Hulk series on Disney Plus, and we are up to episode 4 of this chicanery. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't like, and the things that I do like is despite what I'm supposed to be focusing on, according to the showrunners. But before I get into all of that, please do your girl a favor, hit that subscribe button, and when you do, please hit that notification bell so that you can be notified if YouTube does its job and feeds the server hamsters. You're notified of all the hot, fresh content that your girl has ready for you to enjoy. So, with that said, shoot, let's get started with this nonsense. So, the main plot of this whole episode, if you want to call it that, is that Wong has a little legal problem. See, he's not too happy that a magician called Donnie Blaze, who apparently got kicked out of Camertage for having an unauthorized kegger, is now using magic in a way that he doesn't deem respectful to what they teach in Camertage. So he comes to Jen, aka She Hulk, for assistance in suing this guy. Now, this is just me, but Wong, or Wongers, as Madisynn calls him, and we'll talk about my party girl Madisynn in a little bit. He's a sorcerer supreme. I mean, can't he just handle this on his own? Open a portal, yank Donnie Blaze in, and put him on tribunal and chimertage, or whatever zone they use to handle these magical disputes, or whatever. Why does he have to? Why does he have to deal with Jen, aka She-Hulk the lawyer? That doesn't, to me, that doesn't make sense. And yet again, another mockery of the MCU. But sadly, we've come to expect that from this show. Your Donnie Blaze character, who I don't know who he is. I didn't read the She-Hulk comics, so you guys are gonna have to tell me in the comics. I mean, in the comments, who Donnie Blaze is. Apparently, Donnie Blaze is portrayed as some kind of dollar store Chris Angel magician, doing tricks and putting people in, portals and stuff like that at the Mystic Castle, name slightly changed so it doesn't get confused with the Magic Castle in LA, which your girl has been to when she lived there. Cool if you can get in. Nice shows they got there. So apparently, Donnie Blaze, through one of his portals, he's got his girl Madisynn. She comes up, she's your typical party girl, type of girl that your girl used to party with back in the day. Two N's and one Y, and not where you think. But she gets pushed into a portal, eventually winds up in Camertage, and where Wongers is settling in to watch an episode of Sopranos. She pops in, explains kind of where she's been. We find out she's a Florida girl, and promptly goes to spoiling an episode of The Sopranos for Wong. So he's doubly pissed. Pissed at Madisynn and pissed at Donnie Blaze, which is why he's in a litigious mood. But let's get back to Jen. So our girl Jen apparently wants to, I guess, feels that she should start dating. So she gets on this thing called Matcher, which is, I guess, a mashup between Match.com and Tinder, as herself, looking as herself too, to date. No big deal. No big deal. I guess we're supposed to feel bad for her, but considering I feel nothing towards this character, I don't really feel bad about her dating life. If anything, I really hope it's a train wreck so I can laugh my ass off at it. But to back up a little bit, I do like the fact that Jen's dad is concerned for her safety because remember, she did get jumped by those punks near her house, but apparently Jen doesn't think it's necessary to file a police report. Well, her dad obviously thinks like us too, but Jen's response, if they show up, I can just kick their ass again. Okay, let's just hope next time they don't have a needle strong enough to pierce through your skin and steal your blood sample, but probably not thinking about that. Back to Wong. Now, you guys know last episode I complained about seeing too much Wong. Well, they actually point blank broke the fourth wall and said, well, Jen says that people love Wong on the show. Having him on is like giving the show Twitter armor for a week. I don't necessarily know if that's true. Most of us feel bad that Wong's been dragged on to this mediocre show. His talents could be used way better than in this. So Jen's friend, the paralegal, I'm blanking on her name right now, gives her an idea. Don't date as Jen, even though Jen wants to date, as Jen, as herself. You kind of want to be yourself. Paralegal friend says, hey, why don't you date a She-Hulk? She's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Well, Jen apparently goes on a date, which is absolutely horrible. I have to laugh because the dude's a loser and Jen isn't exactly entertaining. So when this dude decides to not at least go Dutch on the bill, pretty much grabs his keys and leaves and says, yeah, she's about a six at best. I don't feel bad for Jen. If anything, I agree with the dude. Jen is a six. Okay, probably like a five with her attitude as well. Just nothing really about her. And again, I don't feel bad for her. I do not freaking feel bad for her because the writing on this show doesn't make me care what the frick happens to her, you know, at all. Now, she does start a profile for dating as She-Hulk after that awful date, and of course, bing, 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 she gets all kinds of matches, and we're treated to all of the just crazy ass first dates. However, since Jen is now She-Hulk, she has a lot more personality, and you kind of enjoy it a little bit more. Between the muscle dudes on the beach who are just like, yeah, I'm not a superhero and I can bench 600 pounds, even though you can bench 1,000, to the enamored fanboys who probably have domination fantasies like, you are such a specimen. I actually did find that part funny. Then again, I like the She Hulk character more than I do the Jen character because the She Hulk character isn't as whiny. So she gets this dude, right? The total package. He's a doctor. Not only is he a doctor, but he's a pediatric oncologist. So he deals with child cancer patients. Where wouldn't that strike anybody? Whatever. He says all the right things. Dating online is so, kind of soulless, empty. And of course, Jen's like, oh, yeah, you look good, which he does. Spills wine on his shirt, which I think she forced him to. He takes his shirt off. Dude looks very, very nice. And she's like, oh, he's gorgeous. And he goes to get, I think like club soda or something to clean the wine off his shirt and the couch and everything, and she just hides his shirt. Like I don't know where it went. Apparently, the female gaze is okay on this show. It's just the male gaze that is the problem. This didn't get by me because frankly, I would have hid boyfriend's shirt too. I'm or sweater. Either way, it was an article of clothing, and I would have hid it and claimed not to, just to look at that body some more. So, of course, the date is very hot and heavy. We're just like, yeah, we're getting it on. And Wong shows up since apparently some kind of crazy, demented demon monkey things are like out and causing problems or whatever for Johnny Blaze, who, by the way, in court initially got permission to continue practicing his magic because can't can't put a restriction on magic and his livelihood. Well, apparently he does screw up. He screws up. Asks Wong for help. Who does Wong go for help? Who does Wong, the Sorcerer Supreme, go for help? Jen, the She-Hulk lawyer. Why? He couldn't leave Jen alone to get a freak on or whatever with the pediatric oncologist with the really nice body. Oh, no, 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 no. He had to go and bug her. So to get her to do what? To basically pick up these little demon gremlin things and throw them in a portal so Wong can seal it up. But however, before Wong does seal it up, She-Hulk, aka your girl Jen, is like, you agree to this cease and desist, Donnie Blaze, about not doing any magic. Yeah, not gonna do any magic anymore. Fold like a cheap set of lawn chairs. And anyway, seals the portal back up. Jen gets back to her date. She picks her date up off the couch and carries him off, presumably to the bedroom, which was kind of funny seeing that how tall she is and how small he seems to be. Anyway, next morning, wake up. Jen is Jen, all happy, making fresh orange juice. Like, yeah, I had a good night last night. Pediatric oncologist guy walks out and he's just like, "Who are you?" She's like, "I'm Jen. You know, Jen. This is what I look like before I transform into She-Hulk." Now, boyfriend knew this because she talked about her transformation. I guess he thought that she was kidding, and he looks at her and is just like, "No, I need She-Hulk. She-Hulk is what turns your boy on, and you ain't doing it." And I don't blame him. So he's like, "Yeah, I'm not staying for breakfast. I'm out." So he basically leaves. Can't say I blame him. But anyway, just when you think this painful episode is over, guess what? Jen gets served with a lawsuit. And not just any lawsuit for unlawful use of a copyright. Or is it a trademark? I think it's unauthorized use of a trade. Yeah, I think it's a trademark. But guess who is suing her for that? Titania. So your girl Jen claims this episode ends on a bad note. I thought it ended on a freaking hilarious note to start off with because I love Titania. I want to see her. I'm kind of pissed I haven't had a chance to see her. So I'm Team Titania. So I'm like, yes, finally we get to see this chick. And that ends. Okay. End credit scene, which they love to seem to do with this show. You see my girl Madisynn with her bestie Wongers, and they're talking about all the kind of drinks that they like to drink. Some stuff Wong has tried, some stuff it hasn't. And apparently, according to Wong, vodka and yak milk do not go well together. And Madisynn wants to know if he has some, and he says, "Yeah, we have some left over." He said we have some left over from the wedding. What wedding? I guess that's going to either be in an MCU show or another MCU movie. I guess, but that part didn't get past me. So they settle in to watch The Sopranos and probably going to get drunk on gin and tonic that night, just hang out as besties, Madisynn and Wongers. Frankly, I would much rather have been on that couch in Camartage with Madisynn and Wongers watching The Sopranos than this dumpster fire of an episode where I don't care about any of the main characters. I only care about what Madisynn is up to. and that she doesn't spoil any more episodes of The Sopranos for Wong. Sad, isn't it? All right, so that is going to wrap it up for the review of episode 4 of Lord, can't believe I put my wine down. Episode 4 of She-Hulk. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Are you still watching this show? If you are still watching the show and you're a fan of the She-Hulk comics, how much did they F up this episode with respect to the comics? And you know what? Have you just stopped watching the show and you're more entertained by the pain that I go through watching this? I would love to hear from you one way or the other. So that is going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for being here. Please do hit that like button if you got some value out of it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh my God, how many episodes? Do I have 5 more episodes left of this? I may have to start drinking rum in addition to wine. Goodness.